What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are down here with the 2019 Silverado and the Dodge Ram, but today we're going to be talking about the 2019 Silverado. We got some new lighting mods to show you guys, some real cheap and easy stuff to do, nothing crazy. It's just going to add a little bit more accessory type stuff to the truck. I am a light guy, you guys know that. I had lights all over my motorcycle. I got lights all in the Dodge Ram, those blue and red lights to go along with the American flags. Had lights all over the bike, all the flashing colorful lights on the bikes. And so now it's only right we got to do some lights for the 2019 Silverado. So the first thing I got for you guys is this product that you can get on Amazon fairly cheap. It is the Starport. Most people use this for their car headliner. You guys will see the other expensive option of where you can do the Rolls-Royce Headliner mod with all those LED strands and taking apart your entire headliner and taking that off and inserting all those holes and putting those strands inside those holes to create that Rolls-Royce Headliner light effect. Or you can go the real cheap option or the lazy option like I'm doing, because I don't really want to take my entire headliner down out of this truck. Just not something I really want to do with this truck just yet. So I'm going to go the cheap option for now, which what I know with this and what I've seen in reviews, it does the exact same thing. It's just a little bit different, and I'll explain that here in a little bit and show you guys the actual difference and explain how that works. But this is the Starport laser USB light, all right, from BlissLights. That is the company, BlissLights. This will plug into your USB port inside your vehicles and project the starlight effect up onto your headliner, or what you can use it for, there's other options and different things that you can use this for. You can put it in your game room, your computer room, your office, your bedroom if you want to. It doesn't matter. You can put this thing anywhere where you have a USB connection, and it will broadcast all of those LEDs across your room however you set it up. And it comes with a USB connection wire as well, a flexible adapter. So you can use that to point the lights in any direction you want to. And for me, in my case, I'm gonna have mine in the front or the rear. I'm probably thinking, knowing what I know, it's gonna be in the rear section of this truck, which this is a crew cab truck, because of light reflection. And something that I learned on my Dodge Ram when I first put LEDs in that is the reflection hitting me while I was driving. It was kind of annoying, so I had to change the location of some of my LEDs in the Dodge Ram over here. So I'm thinking that this is probably going to work best in the back seat or the back side of my center console in that USB port. But I'm going to try it in the front as well anyway, take a drive and see how that looks. But me, again, knowing what I know, it'll probably give that reflection off into my eyeball and distract me. And that's not what you want when you're driving. So drive safe, kids and adults. But this again is the Starport. I'll leave the link in the description in the video where you can pick this up. Very, very cheap. I don't think it's any more than $25 or 20 bucks. Check that out for yourself, or I'll put it right here, what I paid for it. I bought myself one and I bought my wife one as well. So she's got one in her car, putting one in the truck now, and I really like this. So really cheap thing to do. It will definitely liven up your interior and give you some lights in there, something cool to look at while you're driving, or something cool for your passengers to see when you bring the car to them and pick your friends up, or whatever you want to use it for. So let's go ahead and get into this, guys. All right, we're at the bed of my truck here in the back. So there's not really much to this thing. There's only two pieces in here, so let's go ahead and open it up and I'll show you guys what we're dealing with. So there it is right there. You got your flexible adapter and your light housing with the USB connection as well, and then it has this little sticker on it, BlissLights, from San Marcos, California. So let's go ahead and take these out. Just pushing down on them, get them out of the plastic. So this is all there is to it. All right, there's your light right there that will broadcast a ton of LEDs out, and you got your other side, which is your USB connection that will either go right into any USB connection that you want it to go to, your power source, or it will go into your adapter like we're about to see here in a second. But it's really small. It's about 1.5 inches long, if not a little bit shorter than that, so not long at all. But let's go ahead and get into this flexible adapter. So it's let's get this tie off of here. All right, so here is your flexible adapter. So all this is going to do is allow you to point your light or all of your LEDs in any direction that you want to, forward, backwards, left, right, yada yada. But all this does is you connect your light into this adapter here. So it'll look just like that, and you can bend this flexible adapter any way you want to and have your light point any way you want. And I'm really glad that they put this in the package, because for me and what I'll be using it for, I'm gonna have to make a 90-degree angle just like this so that my light is pointing right up at my headliner in my truck, because that's what I'm gonna use it for, and in my wife's car. And I need it to go in a 90-degree angle from inserting it into the USB port, which will be my power source, and straight up to my headliner to broadcast all the LEDs right up to my headliner. So let's go inside the truck here and we'll show you guys what it looks like. So here is what it will look like inside. I came back into the garage to get a little bit more darkness because my garage is a little darker than it is outside, obviously. So here's the headliner of what it looks like on the inside, and I currently have it plugged into the rear section of my center console in here. So no, this is probably showing up dark and you guys can't see it, so I'll probably give you a little light here with my little snap-on light. So here's my center console right here, and then I have the star light right there plugged into the back. So looks pretty nice. I will say and have to say, when you hit potholes, which everybody tries to avoid anyway, the lights will obviously shift and move for a second until you come back to a smooth portion of the road. So it'll give that kind of motion like this. I'll just do it with my finger here. It'll do that when you hit potholes and bumps in the road, but then it'll come right back to where you have the movable wiring connection, USB port too, and it'll look just like this. So I find it better to use the rear portion of my center console USB to use this light, just because when it's up here in this part of the front part of your or the front portion of the truck, where the driver and passenger seat is, you do get that reflection off of the light, and it sometimes blinds you, or it just may sometimes irritate you, and you're just like, all right, I'm gonna try and move it to the back. And that's exactly what I did. And I don't have that reflection while I'm driving and looking this way. I don't have that reflection beam of light coming into my right eyeball, so that's nice. So I will recommend you guys use your rear USB port to use this light. But overall, it looks pretty nice. I like it. Didn't have to rip apart my dash, excuse me. I didn't have to rip apart my headliner and take that down and install those single LED strands. But I do say, and I will be totally honest, the strands and taking the time to do all that does look a lot nicer, and then you don't have that kind of, when you're going over bumps and potholes, problem of the lights moving. But me, honestly, I don't give a crap if the lights move for a half a second and then come right back to where they just were. But I will say the LEDs and taking apart your headliner and doing that $500-ish mod to your vehicle does make the lights a lot brighter, and you do have the option of changing colors and stuff like that. But for this, there is an option of green, red, and blue, which is what I have. I like blue, that's my favorite color, so I went with the blue. But this is exactly what I wanted. I didn't want to take my whole entire headliner down and do all that, put single strands LED lights in. I don't want to do all that, so this is the quick and easy way to do it, and I am perfectly happy with how this turned out. And when you use your rear one, the lights will only come on when the truck's battery is on. So when it's in the mode to where you're just pressing the button and the vehicle's not on right now, or it'll stay on when the vehicle is actually on. But if you use this front USB port, it'll always be on. So if you plug it in up here, the light will always be on, which means you have to unplug it every time for the lights to turn off. But if you use your rear, as soon as you turn the vehicle off, the light will go off. So I definitely do like that option, and which makes me want to use the rear portion, or that rear USB connection. So here's just a different view of the back seat, coming in through the back seat. So it is pretty bright. Yeah, it's even with the two LEDs in the rear crew cab portion of the truck beaming down, and you can still see these very well, and the outside light of the garage coming in as well. So they are pretty bright, so I will give them that. I absolutely like it. And it covers the entire headliner, which I like. So even though it's back here in the back seats, or the rear section of the center console, it still broadcasts all the LED lights from the front portion of the headliner all the way to the back, and I absolutely like that. So all you have to do is adjust your light with the wire there, and you're good to go. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if this is worth it or not worth it to you. Again, I would be a person to do the $500 Starlight, but I didn't want to rip my entire headliner down and do all that work, just being a little lazy with it, and I'm perfectly fine with just this. So I do know that the LEDs would be a lot brighter, and then I have the options of changing the colors and stuff like that. But again, this comes in blue, green, and red. I went with the blue. It's my favorite color, and I'm perfectly fine with when it hits, when I go over a bump or a pothole, which I try to avoid anyway, like everybody else, but it happens. You can't avoid them all. Just the lights going back and forth for about a half second and then returning to their position. So I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't really care about that. And then just again, I prefer the light to be in the rear section of the center console rather than up front, because that light shining in up front, as you're in the driver's seat or the passenger seat, that light hitting you in your eyeball from that reflection might start to annoy you and distract you. So it's best to have it in the back seat. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.